TV with the Olympics and just being summer. And what's really special is we got all three of our B'nai Mitzvah kids are here tonight to help out with the prayers, which is wonderful. Is it running?
We are rolling.
We are rolling. Oh, we are rolling.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
You will bear with me as I am sleepwalking through this one.
He's tired. Who isn't tired?
Anybody here not
tired?
I took a nap.
Okay.
Good. I'll just draw energy off of you folks.
Oh, I have something for my house.
I don't have anything.
I do. Do we have something? Ronnie. Oh, come on.
We're on page 117.
Yep.
Yes, please.
Source of mercy, continue your loving care for us and our loved ones. Give us strength to walk in your presence on the paths of the righteous, loyal to your Torah, steadfast in your goodness. Keep far from us all shame, grief, anguish. Fill our homes with peace, light, and joy. O God, fountain of life, by your light do we see light.
Please light the candles.
The little one first.
Yes, please. And remember, these are fire retardant candles. So you light them at the base of the wick. Together.
Asher Kiddushanu B'Mitzvotav.
Together, let's all read together at the bottom of the page. May God bless us with Shabbat joy. May God bless us with Shabbat holiness. May God bless us with Shabbat peace. Thank you. Readings tonight, when we are reading in English, we all read all the words together in unison. The power of prayer is multiplied, and it is brought almost to exponential power when we all say the prayer together. Now turn to page 118, Lechuneranana.
Sing that. Lechuneranana, 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 Adonai. Lechuneranana, 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 Adonai. Naria, Naria, Lechoyeshenu, Nekadma Vavodah. Naria, Naria, Lechoyeshenu, Nekadma Naria Lo. Lechuneranana, 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 Adonai. Lechuneranana, 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 Adonai. Let's all read together, 118. Come, let us sing to the Lord. Let our song ring out to our sheltering rock. Let us approach him with thanksgiving, our voices loud with song. For the Lord is a great God, a ruler high above the idols of every age. In his hands are the depths of the earth. His are the mountain peaks. He made the sea, it is his. Dry land is the work of his hands. He is our God and our shepherd. We are his people and his flock. If only today we would listen to his voice.
Turn to page 121.
Psalm 98. Together, sing a new song to God, for he has done wonders. God has made known his power. He has revealed his justice for all to see. He has remembered his love for Jacob, his faithfulness to Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the power of God. Let the earth ring out in song to God. Break forth, sing aloud, shout praise. Sound trumpet and horn before the sovereign God. Let the sea roar and all that fills it. Let the world and all who dwell there.
Let the rivers clap
Have hands.
and let the mountains sing for joy before God. For he comes to rule the earth. He will rule the world with justice and the peoples with integrity.
Bottom of page 123, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Enei Shabbat Mekabela. 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 Shalom v'zachor v'dibur echad, Ishmeyanu Elam Yuchad, Adonai Echad, U'Shemo Echad, L'Shemo Tiferet V'Tila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Enei Shabbat Mekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Enei Shabbat Mekabela. Turn to page 125, the last stanza. If we would like to, you may rise and turn and face the door while we sing the stanza, and then turn back for the refrain. Boi v'shalom ha'ateret be'olam, gam desimcha u'tzala, o emunei ha'am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Enei Shabbat Mekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Enei Shabbat Mekabela. Page 125, Song for the Seventh Day. Do we have the music?
Mizmor Shir.
Yeah.
Yes. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Tolo Yodot LaDonai, Uzamer L'Simcha Elyon, Uzamer L'Simcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Tov Elodot Adonai, Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon, Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Lehagim b'avecha chasecha, Le'emunah ha'balelot, Alei Azor ve'aleina ve'alei Gayon ve'sinor. Mizmor Shir Shabbat, Tolo Yodod L'Adonai, Uzamer Shimcha Elyon, Uzamer Shimcha Elyon.
Page 127, top of the page. Okay. Let's read the English translation first, together. The righteous shall flourish like palms, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon. Rooted in the house of the Lord, they shall be ever fresh and green, proclaiming that the Lord is just, my rock in whom there is no wrong. Tzadikata Yifra Eretz Alana Yishkah Shetuli Beit Adonai Bechasro Eloheinu Yafrichu Onyedun Besero Deshenim Verananim Yiyu Lehagi Kiyashar Adonai Together, let's read Psalm 93. The Eternal is enthroned. He is robed in grandeur. The Eternal is robed. He is girded with strength. And he hath founded the soil of earth to be moving. Ageless is your throne, endless your being. The oceans cry out, O eternal God. The oceans cry in their thunder. The oceans rage in their fury. But greater than the thunder of torrents, mightier than the breakers of the sea, is the Lord's majesty on high. Your law stands firm, and in your temple, O eternal God, holiness reigns to the end of time.
Avery, Mackenzie, and Griffin, bring your books with you because we don't have the Rabbi's Big Book, so you can do the Reader's Kaddish. Come on up.
And kids, no, I am not going to sing. It's up to you.
Come on up. Oh, no. Say your room.
Make one.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Kol birchata v'shivata tushbechata v'nehemata Lamia me'alma ve'yimeru amen.
Face the ark.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai le'olam amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim chochma poteach sharim u'vitfuna meshana itim u'machaliv hazmanim u'mesader et hakochavim v'mishmerotehem berakia kirtzonaho. Please be seated. Together, let's all read. Praise be the Lord our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings on the evenings. His wisdom opens heaven's gates. His understanding makes the ages pass and the seasons alternate. And his will controls the stars as they travel through the skies. He is creator of day and night, rolling light away from the darkness and darkness from light. He causes day to pass and brings on night. He sets day and night apart. He is the Lord of hosts. May the living and eternal God rule us always to the end of time. Blessed is the Lord, whose word makes evening fall. Shall we sing Ahavat Olam? Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Amcha Ahavta. Together shall we read? Unending is your love for your people, the house of Israel. Torah and the mitzvot, laws and precepts that you taught us. Therefore, O Lord our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and rejoice in your Torah and mitzvot forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life and the length of our days. Then your love shall never depart from our hearts. Blessed is the Lord who loves his people Israel. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Olam Va'ed. Begin. Ata Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol meshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadarim ha'ele asher Anochi metzavcha hayom ha'levavecha Veshinantam levavecha, v'dibartam, v'shivtecha v'yitecha, v'lechtecha b'derech, u'shoftecha u'vumecha, u'shartam le'ot ha'yedecha, v'hayu le'totavot b'neinecha, u'ktamtam, al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני, אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Together, on the bottom of page 131, all this we hold to be true and sure. He alone is our God. There is no one else. We are his people. He is our King. He delivers us from the hand of the oppressors and saves us from the fists of tyrants. He does wonders without number, marvels that pass our understanding. He gives us our life, and by his help we survive all those who seek our destruction.
He did wonders for us in the land of Egypt, miracles and marvels in the land of Pharaoh. He led his people Israel out forever to serve in his freedom. When his children witnessed his power, they extolled him and gave him thanks. They acclaimed him king, and full of joy, Moses and all of Israel sang this song. Transliteration is on 768. Sorry, we haven't been giving you the transliteration pages as we've been going along. Mihi kamocha ha'elim Adonai, mihi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, ol sefele, nora tehilot, ol sefele. You know what? I went to our Sunday Mika Mocha
You did.
instead of our regular Mika Mocha. Adonai Imo, Adonai Imo,
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. Together, grant, O eternal God, that we may lie down in peace and raise us as sovereign to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel and for your name's sake, and be our help.
Shield us from hatred and plague. Keep us from war and famine and anguish. Subdue our inclination to evil. O God, our guardian and helper, our gracious and merciful ruler, give us refuge in the shadow of your wings. Guard our coming and going, that now and always we have life and peace. Blessed is the Lord, whose shelter gives
over us and all who keep Israel and over Jerusalem.
Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haboreh sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu, ve'akol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'akol amo, ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haboreh sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu, ve'akol amo Yisrael.
And now, the guarantee there are covenant of Shabbat, and this we sing.
On page 769, if you need transliteration for Veshamru. You ready, kids? All right.
And go.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam v'litolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat
לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו עולם. ביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו עולם. Please rise for the Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiahi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Hasdei Avot, U'mevii Gerulah livnei Pneihem, Le'man Shemo ve'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshia u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol, atah Rav le'hoshia. Mechakel chayim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol b'rachamim rabim. Somech noflim b'rofei ha'olim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayem emunato b'shenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, u'midot me'elah, Melech benit u'mechayeh, u'matzmiach yeshua, ve'emanat le'achayot ha'akol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim lecha yom ya'alelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Together, you are holy, your name is holy, and those who strive to be holy declare your glory day by day. Blessed is the Lord, the holy God. You may be seated. Okay, go ahead, Sam.
Thank you.
We now continue on 136, second paragraph. Vayehulu hashamayim be'haaretz ve'kol te'olam vayachai Elohim hayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishvot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa vayivarach Elohim et yom hashvi vayikadesh oto ki kol shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Together, the last paragraph on page 136. Our God and God of ages past, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and let your Torah be our way of life. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, O Lord our God, let your holy Sabbath remain our heritage, that all Israel, hallowing your name, may find rest and peace. Blessed is the Lord for the Sabbath and its holiness. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu b'yamcha Yisrael u'filatam be'ahava tegabel u'tehila ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amcha el karov l'chol karov k'nei el avadecha v'chaneinu shefoch ruchacha aleinu v'techazena einenu b'shuvcha l'tzion barachamim baruch ata Adonai hamachazir shchinato l'tzion. Together, page 138. Modim anachnu lach. We gratefully acknowledge that you are the Lord our God and God of our people, the God of all generations. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank you and sing your praises for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. You are goodness, your mercies are never end. You are compassion, your love will never fail. You have always been our hope. Things of our God, let your name be forever exalted and blessed. V'chol ha'chaim yidu chasela v'yahalalu et shimcha be'emet ha'el yishuenu v'ezratenu selah. Baruch ata Adonai, hatov shimcha l'chano el hodot. Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tov einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mavarech et Amo Yisrael v'Shalom. Pray silently for a few moments. Yiyu l'ratzon nimrefi v'hegion libi lefonecha Adonai tzuri v'goavi.
Oseh Shalom B'Rama Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael. Amen. Amen.
We turn to page 417 for the Torah service. Evan, would you be so kind as to help carry the Torah?
Haba Elohim Adonai Ve'ema'aseh Malakutecha Malakut Kol Olamim U'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai Melech, Adonai Allah, Adonai Imloch, Le'olam Elohim. Adonai Ozian Toiten, Adonai Elohim et Amor Mashalom. Aharonami Etira Personocha Etzion Timnei Amor Yerushalayim Timnei Amor Yerushalayim Kirecha levad vatanu Melech el Rameim Adon Olamim.
Abu Godel Eloheinu Utnu Chavod LaTorah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah.
Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah. Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah. U'devar
B'Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'Kedushato, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Eloheinu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai Iti, U'lerama Shemo Yachdav, Adonai HaGedula, VeHaGevura, VeHaTiferet, VeHaNetza, VeHaHod, Bashamayim, Ba'aretz, Bashamayim, Ba'aretz, Adonai, Adonai Eloheinu, Ve'ishtachavu, Ve'ishtachavu, Le'har Kodsho. Romenu, Romenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Ve'ishtachavu, Ve'ishtachavu, Le'har Kodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Please be seated. Tonight's reading is from Parshas Pinchas, and Pinchas was a very interesting character. At the end of the previous Parsha, which was Parshas Balak, if you were all coming to Sunday morning course study, you would know the story. Pinchas, I will tell the act only. Pinchas was a priest in the tabernacle who, at a time when, at that moment, the Jews were engaging in idolatry and lasciviousness with Midianite women, and Pinchas saw a prince of the tribe of Shimon going with a princess of Midian into a tent to consort, and he lost it. He picked up a spear in his hand, he stormed into the tent, and he killed the two of them in one blow by piercing them straight through. At this time, though, God was punishing us by having a plague throughout the people. And at the point that Pinchas invented Jewish acupuncture, you knew I was going to do that. I couldn't resist. I'm tired. It's a little salty. Yeah. Getting back to the point. Another one. I'm sorry. Anyway, but he stopped the plague. Okay, that is what happened. So we now know that's the backstory. And now the front story will be read now. Yamod Yehuda Yehuda ben Levi HaKohen Yamod.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaBarak.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher barakanu mechol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai Moshe Lemor. God said to Moses, say this: Pinchas ben Eleazar ben Aharon HaKohen Heshiv et Chamati me'al bnei Yisrael bekano et kinati betocham. Okay, so at this point, Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the Kohen, turned back my wrath from upon the children of Israel when he zealously avenged my vengeance among them. Velo iliti et bnei Yisrael bekinati. So I did not consume the children of Israel in my vengeance. Lechein emor. Hineni notein lo et biriti shalom. Therefore declare, behold, I give him my covenant of peace. V'ayta lo ulazaro acharav berit kehunat olam tachat asher kinei le'elahav yichaper al bnei Yisrael. And it shall be for him and his offspring after him a covenant of eternal priesthood. He took vengeance for his God, and he atoned for the children of Israel.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam yikach b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Please rise.
Hi.
Sasha, do you care to hold the Torah while we read the Haftorah? Okay. Oh, no, you sit down. That's okay. Taylor, you got it. You're good. You got it. It's okay, we're good. Thank you. Be seated, please. All right.
For the,
The Haftorah tonight will be read by somebody who is completely unknown to me. The Haftorah tonight comes from First Kings. It was First Kings. No, First Kings. All right. He changed his mind.
He changed his mind? Oh, okay.
Yep.
This is the Haftorah is always scheduled for the Sidra of Pinchas, and you know what? Pinchas doesn't appear in this Haftorah at all. He's not named here at all. Who is named? Eliyahu, Elijah, and this is a little bit of an introduction. The Sidra named Pinchas recounts in Hebrew the story about the recent state name, the reason stated for his people as he wandered with them with the crowd of priesthood for him. He was rewarded. So the Haftorah tells Elijah, Eliyahu Hanavi, whose devotion earned him the everlasting affection of his people. In both Sedra and Haftorah, we are told that what happened after they had publicly shown their zeal. As you heard just a few minutes ago, last week we read the end of the Sidra before Pinchas, of how he used his spear to stop the polygamy that was going on, and stop the plague. So here we are, as with King, as the in addition to all this, there was also another reason for connecting the stories of Pinchas with his contemporaries, who was a contemporary of Moses, and Eliyahu or Elijah, who lived almost 400 years later. In Jewish folklore, the two were actually one and the same person in some physical and inexplicable way. It was mystical. It's a mystical idea that if they weren't connected physically, they were connected historically because they followed the same path and they had the courage to accomplish exactly the same kind of success. All right, so very outstanding here is the ending of this, as acting along with King David. The prophet Elijah is the most popular hero in Jewish history. He lived in the the 9th century before the Christian era, amid the semi-nomads in Gilead, east of the Jordan, and he beheld with horror the official introduction of the Baal cult in his nation. In a memorable confrontation with the priests of Baal, he had demonstrated the superiority of the eternal. The subsequent killing of heretic priests forced Elijah to flee from their protector, Queen Jezebel. Of course, Jezebel was a very bad influence on the king of Israel, Ahab, who was not a very strong character in any sense of the word, and she caused him to run away. But our Haftorah, taken from First Kings, recounts the events that followed. And so here it is. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nevim tovim v'rotzav v'divreihem hanemorim be'emes. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'b'neviyei emes v'tzedek. V'yad Adonai. Vayad Adonai Hoyisol Eliyahu Vayashkeim Mosnov Vayoretz Lifnei Achov Ado Israelo Vayaged Echov LeIzebel Eis Kol Asher Oso Eliyahu Eis Kol Asher Horag Es Hanavim Bechorev Vatishlach Izebel Malach Eliyahu Lemor Koyasu Elohim V'cho Yosifun Ki Eis Mochor Osibes Nafshecho Kenefesh Achad Mehem Vayar Vayokom Vayirech Nafsho Vayavo Ve'ershova Esor Lehudo Vayanach Esnarosho. After all of his adventure and all that he did there, Eliyahu, it comes back to the reward that he gets, and he has to nominate and break in a successor to his own work. The successor was Elisha. Elisha was the successor to Eliyahu in his prophecy and in his leadership of the people of Israel. Vayelech Mishom Vayimso Es Elisha ben Shofot V'hu Choresh Shnei Mosor Svarim Lifonov V'hu B'Shnei Mosor Vayavor Eliyahu Elov Vayashlech Ed Raso Elov. He left that place and found Elisha the son of Shaphat, who was plowing. There were 12 pairs of oxen before him. He was with the 12th. Elijah went over to him and tossed his mantle onto him. And so we have a successor. There is always a hero to be honored. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol olamim tzadik b'chol doros oil hane'eman omer v'yoseh המדבר מקיים שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. נאמר נטע אדוני אלוהינו ונאמנים דבריך ודבריך בדבריך אכל לא ישוב ריקם כי המלך נאמן ורחמן אתה ברוך אתה אדוני דברו רחם על ציון כי היא בית חיינו ולעלו נפש תושיע במהרה בימינו ברוך אתה אדוני ושמח ציון בבוניה. שמחנו אדוני אלוהינו באליהו הנביא עבדך ומלכות בית דוד משיחך במהרה יבוא ויגל ליבנו על כיסאו לא ישב זר ולא ינחלו עוד אחרים את כבודו כי בשם קודשך נשבעת לו שלא יכבה נרו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מגן דוד. על התורה והעבודה והלווים והיום השבוס הזה שנוסעת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושו ולמלוכה לכבוד ולספורס. על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לו, מבורכים אותו, יזכור שמחו בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת.
All right, everybody. He's 98. All right, we're now going to return the Torah to the ark. You want to stay up or are you going to sit down?
I'll stay up to move the Torah.
Okay, we return the Torah to the ark on page 422. Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, Tinishkav Shema Lemano, Odu Aleret Veshamayim, Evet Leyam, Tehilah Asiyah, Lifnei Yisrael, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, all celestial beings. Praise the Lord for his glory and strength. Praise the Lord whose name is great. Worship the Lord in beauty and holiness. Page 424. The Torah of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul.
The teaching of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
The precepts of the Lord are right, delighting the mind.
The minutes of the Lord is clear, giving light to the eyes.
The word of the Lord is pure, enduring forever.
The judgments of the Lord are true and altogether just.
Behold, a good doctrine has been given to you, my Torah. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Hilek hatov natati lachem, Torati halazovu. Eitz hayim ki lemachzik ilah, v'tzot me'usha. Jill, you're up. And now for a few kind words of wisdom.
This ought to be scary. Okay, hi everybody. As I researched what I was going to discuss for this week's Torah portion, Pinchas, I focused on Pinchas himself. The more I read, the more I wondered if Pinchas was actually a hero or a zero. Let me start by telling you the story of Pinchas. story actually began in last week's Torah portion, Bamidbar. Here are my Cliff Notes version. A sorcerer named Balaam was hired by Balak, the king of Moab, to curse the Israelites. But instead of cursing the Jews, he ended up blessing them. Since Balak's effort to destroy the Israelites through Balaam failed, he came up with another plan. Balak's idea was to coerce the Jews into sexual immorality. The Moabite women lured the people to their feasts of their gods, and the people ate and prostrated themselves to their idols. God became angry and told Moses to take all the leaders of the people, hang them before the Lord, facing the sun, and then the flaring anger of the Lord would be removed from Israel. Moses said to the judges of Israel, "Let each man kill his men who were attached to the Baal Peor." Their betrayal of God's covenant caused a plague to ensue, which eventually killed 24,000 people. An Israelite man brought a Midianite woman into the camp and openly displayed their relationship and flagrantly committed a sin of intimacy. We later find out the Israelite was named Zimri of Salu, who was a leader of the father's house of the Simeonites. We also found out later that the Midianite woman was named Cosbi, daughter of Zur, and a princess. Pinchas saw something he felt was not right and took the initiative to act. He rose up from the congregation and got a spear. He followed the Israelite man into the tent and drove the spear through both of their stomachs. Once he did that, the plague was ended and the crisis was over. Pinchas atoned for the children of Israel. Now on to the Parsha, Pinchas. Pinchas was the son of Eleazar, who was the son of Aaron, the Cohen. In other words, he was Aaron's grandson. He was a religious zealot and brutally murdered them. Zimri, the Israelite, and Cosbi, the Midianite. Numbers 25:11 says, Phinehas, and he was also known as Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the Cohen, has turned my anger away from the children of Israel by zealously avenging me among them, so that I did not destroy the children of Israel because of my zeal. Zeal. So what exactly is a zealot? The Oxford Languages Dictionary defines a zealot as, quote, a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideals, end quote. By Pinchas' zealous action, he ended the plague that God inflicted on the Israelites for straying, committing adultery, and intermarriage. Why? Because his act stopped God's vengeance. If he hadn't murdered the couple, the plague would have continued. Rabbi Sachs wrote, quote, the zealot who takes the law into his own hands is embarking on a course of action fraught with moral danger. Only the most holy may do so, only once in a lifetime, and only in the most dire circumstances when the nation is at risk, when there is nothing else to be done and no one else to do it. Even then, were the zealot to ask permission from a court, he would be denied, end quote. To me, it was obvious that Pinchas committed murder and should be prosecuted. After all, he took matters into his own hands and acted as judge, jury, and executioner. However, God didn't quite agree with my assessment. He rewarded Pinchas and said, quote, I hereby give him my covenant of peace. And he gave Pinchas eternal priesthood. Initially, this act did not make a lot of sense to me, but I continued to research on why God might do this. The first reason I found, as I mentioned previously, was that his act stopped the plague that had already killed thousands of Israelites. By that action, he ended up saving thousands more lives. While the Israelites continued their immoral behavior, the plague would have continued. Second, he exhibited his loyalty to God. He risked his life by committing this act. He wasn't doing this for any personal reward. He was doing this for his zealous faith in God. But he did take the law into his own hands and could have ended up suffering the same fate as his victims. Lastly, Pinchas was aware of the risks he was taking, did not expect any reward or glory for himself, and in fact expected punishment. Again, as I mentioned previously, Zimri was a prince in the tribe of Simeon. Cosbi was a Midianite princess. Their status didn't deter Pinchas from murdering them, but it also shows that the Midianites wouldn't hesitate to prostitute a highborn person either. They were so determined to destroy the Israelites. Perhaps this is another reason that God was happy to provide a covenant to Pinchas so that the Israelites were saved as a people. One other question about Pinchas came up while I was doing my research. Since he was Aaron's grandson, why wasn't he already in line for the priesthood? The answer is simple. When Aaron and his sons were anointed in the priesthood, the Torah stated it was Aaron and the sons along with their future descendants. Pinchas had already been born by that time and was not in line to become a priest. However, with God's covenant, Pinchas and his descendants would also be included in the priesthood. The last part of Pinchas' story ends with God telling Moses to, quote, harass the Midianites and smite them, end quote. This seems to be a prelude to war. In fact, the Israelites were ultimately told to attack the Midianites to retaliate for what they had done and the plague they caused. The Moabites were not included in this attack, just the Midianites. Why? Ruth descended from the Moabites, and it was felt that the Moabites acted out of fear. The Midianites, on the other hand, acted out of hatred. They conspired and created the plot of idolatry and debauchery and needed to be punished. Having said all of this, did Pinchas act lawfully? Well, that's the $64,000 question, showing my age. Moses was told by God to execute those that violated the laws. Pinchas simply carried out the sentence and ended up becoming a priest. Some commentators believe that Pinchas was overcome by God and was influenced to show God's rage and dissatisfaction according to the commands he and Moses had received. Using this as our guidelines, Pinchas is an unwilling hero. Because he was the son of Aaron's oldest living son, Eleazar, he was in line to be the next Cohen Gadol. So how should we act in today's world? In Pinchas' case, the end justified the means, but today we really have to consider our actions. In today's world, we probably consider what Pinchas did a terrorist act. Terrorists are also committed to their ideals, but with their acts, are they stopping plagues? I think not. Are extremists and fanatics dangerous? Absolutely. Jacob Salzberg wrote, quote, if I ever have to take a risk that has to do with the downfall of another person that is hurting others, I should never take pleasure in bringing that person down. The person I hurt, as well as his friends, families, and supporters, will think of me as a terrorist and a terrorless person. But in fact, I am not, because I have thought about my actions and compelled to do them for the good of others and seek no personal reward, end quote. That is what Pinchas did. He stopped the plague and saved thousands of lives from the same fate. So was he a hero or a zero? After much contemplation, I've decided that Pinchas was a hero. He didn't murder the couple for glory or self-gratification. He did it for the common good. He stopped the plague, which was God's reward and icing on the cake. But it's now up to you to determine how you feel about him. Ask yourself, Was he a hero or a zero?
That was fantastic. Thank you very much, Jill. That was well done. We are now. Oh, you left the page.
Oh, I left the page.
What was this about Chinese food?
It says, I want some now.
Yeah.
All right, we will do, we're going to have a slightly different Mikvah tonight, in that we will read a properly rewritten version of the traditional Mishnah prayer in plural, and then I will ask everyone for, first I will begin it, I will ask for all the names, I will complete the prayer, and then we will sing a beautiful song. Mishnah Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Moshe Aaron David Shlomo Ben Yivarech V'Yirafeh Et HaCholim V'HaCholot V'Yivarech V'Yirafeh Et HaCholim. Who are we saying we have names? Yeah. Adam and Brian Heisler.
Ellen Nolios, Sean Connery, Daryl Patrocious, and this Lord.
And this Lord.
Dan Boychik, Reddy Goldie, Joe Gordon.
John Kennedy Gold. James McGrath.
Anyone else? And now we have our list. Sylvia Abramson, Terry Austin, Audrey Baker, Ras Hazan Baruch Yosef HaKohen, Joanna Christea, Arthur Eisenberg, Colin Elder, Lorna Fotinos, Marshall Geiselman, Lisa Gilman, John Gold, Sandra Rose, Beth Goldman, Jill Hiker. We always pray for Jill because we love you. Greg Hines, David Heichler, who had great news, so we keep praying for him. All right, Linda Herod, Brian Heisler, Elena Hofer, Mark Joseph, Tina Joseph, Rachel Coulter, Kelly Kozlowski, Terry Kreloff, Judy Gruzel, Bert Langer, James Laprade, Miriam Linkenberg, Jacob Masuda, Babs Maza, Jacob Benjamin Singer, Linda Metzger, Rhonda Phillips Horn and family, Ben Platkin, Grace Roser, Shelley and Marty Rottenberg, Herb Rusikoff, Grace Saffron, Lon Saffron, Richard Solberg, Donald Shapiro, Alexander Smolansky, Seal Tristano, Michael Tristano, and Belinda Westman. And also I'm going to add Stephen Westman.
And all the hostages.
We add all the hostages who deal to be returned, and all of the Israeli soldiers who protecting our homeland have been injured. Avor Shanatain Litzaka Ba'avura B'Sachar Dosh Baruch Hu Yimolei Rachamim Aleihem L'Hachalima Rapotam Ulahachazikim Ulahachayotam V'Yishlach Lahem Meharav Meheva Refuah Shalema Min Hashemayim L'chol Avarehem V'Gidehem Betoch She'or Cholei Yisrael Refuat Hanefesh Refuat Haguf Hashata Be'agala Uvizman Kariv V'Namar Amen. Turn to the inside
Of your covers. It's
inside
on
cover. Might be the front,
front
might
or
be
the
the back.
Avotenu, Mekor habracha, Avotenu, may the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bishebe'era Avotenu, Mekor HaBracha, Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with Refuah Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Well, we need to call up the president of the congregation for announcements. Is she here?
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. And Rabbi will be back with us. She is with her family. Her son flew in this week, so they are spending time together this weekend, spending the Shabbat together. And then Mike and Debbie are unavailable, so therefore you get
We got the C team.
literally the C team.
Yeah, Kohan.
The Kohan.
The all Kohan Shabbat.
I was just looking at the calendar, we have our next Shabbat is, it's August 8th. Look at the calendar in the newsletter. That will have all the correct dates. That will be coming out sometime later next week. But I was counting, we have 4 more Shabbat services here until high holidays.
Wow.
Yeah, it's around the corner. So we have only eight weeks, basically 8-9 weeks until high holidays. How do we have 16 weeks?
We have only 4 more Shabbat.
Two more months. Remember, we're every week. Yeah, what happened? So keep that in mind as we get ready to prepare. There'll be emails coming out getting ready for the high holidays. We have in August coming up, August 23rd, Friday, our annual family picnic Shabbat here, where we'll have our fried chicken dinner and have that before Shabbat at 5 o'clock. So it's all family to kick off Sunday school. Ronnie is here, our Sunday school administrator. And so that we start off 5785 with a bang for getting ready for the school year coming up. And I'm going to also have probably some emails asking for help for when we need to do some cleanup around here, get organized for the school year. So there may be a last minute email if anybody's available to come on a certain day, that we'll be rearranging some things in the school and working on our storage. So just keep abreast for that. Tomorrow we have Hebrew for Prayers at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the book study for the committed life. We're working on fear, which was a lot in here with fear. There was, how do you ask God to help with fear? The Sunday morning Shachrit at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. What is that? Yeah. That's why, because we always see at least Shachrit, and we sing at Mikamoka, and because he was singing, because his voice, I automatically just went into our Sunday Mikamoka.
Can you tell him, Aaron, it's always my fault?
If Shoshana was here, I'd be singing. I had it right here. Hello. All right. So, anyway, the Torah study, and then back with lunch with Rabbi next week. So we'll be back on our regular thing. Also, this week we welcomed. She was able to be here tonight, but we do have more Shabbatai, who is the new basketball. She's recruited from Israel, from Tel Aviv, and she'll be playing for VU, and so she'll be joining us as much as possible when her schedule allows it to be here. She and her family came here on Wednesday. It was a wonderful visit for her and her family. She felt at home here, so we will become her second family for her. So she may be needing dinners and things like that, or going over for Shabbat when we don't have regular Shabbat services here. So if I reach out to you, that's what it will be about. So this will be a wonderful addition to us. And we had 2 new families this week who added into our temple family. So it's been a wonderfully busy time here. So we'll see you. Next shot is April. I'm already thinking of August 9th. August 9th at 7 o'clock. And then the 23rd will be at 5 o'clock for the picnic. So, all right, there we go. And thank you again. The Tolan family, if you're watching, they were helped with part. She came by and helped with the oneg, and then Mark Joseph also helped with sponsoring tonight's oneg.
And now please rise, turn to page 615 for the Alleluia. Alleluia Shabbat, Latamon Hakol, Late Kiran Sebreshi, Shelo Aslanu Kegoi Haratson, Lelo Solanu Kinisukol Adama, Shelo Samkal Kenu Hagen, Lelo Solenu Kino Amona, Anam Kodim, Unishakalim, Umodim, Lifnei Malkei HaMalkim, Abados Baruch, Shehunate Shamayim Ve'yosef Haaretz, Umoshav Yikaro Bashamayim Imam, Ushnein Natuzo, Ushnein Natuzo, V'gam Meromim, Eloheinu Eino, Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakatu Betorato, Vyata Hayom V'Hashivuta, Eleva Lecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, Vashamayim Imam, Ve'al Okay. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai imach le'olam ha'ed, v'ne'emar v'hoya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz, hayom hahu, hayom ha'yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo echad. Please remain standing. Please turn to page 629. Do we have any yortzites here tonight? We have the following yortzites that we observe as a congregation. Avraham Bakal, father of Rabbi Shoshana. Lillian Braff, grandmother of Ian Rubin. Natasha Kagan, daughter of Karen Kagan Zussman, sister of Dennis Kagan. Claire Cohen, my mother, wife of my father. Linda Carol Goldberg, sister of Sandy Goldberg. Jay Goldman, husband of Ann Goldman, father of Beth Goldman. Lee Goldman, mother-in-law of Ann Goldman, grandmother of Beth Goldman. Sharon Heichler, wife of David Heichler. Felix Joseph, nephew of Mark Joseph. Phyllis Katz, mother of Debbie Miller and Arthur Katz. Roy Lynch, father of Rob Lynch. Shulamit Naor, sister of Rabbi Shoshana. Sidney Rubin, husband of Audrey Baker. Naftali Kirshner, Larry Kirshner,
Larry's
father of Larry Kirshner.
We're in, it just happened.
Still in Shloshim for him. Also, we remember Rosa Brown, Esther Eisenberg, Abe Majid, Philip Shez, Rabbi Joseph Levine, Gert Meyerowitz, and Ruth Schwartz. The memories of them and all those who have fallen in defense of Israel and all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Together. Yid Gadol v'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah, V'Alma Divrach Yirutei V'Yamlich Malchutei, V'chayet mon v'yomim kon v'chayet v'chol beit Yisrael. V'agala v'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabam v'rach le'olam u'me'omayam. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei v'rishad v'chu. Le'elam yimkol birchatav v'shiratav. Tushkatav v'nechamatav. Amiran v'yomah v'yimru amen. Yehi shalom rabam v'yishmaya. V'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom v'ramah. Uyaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Turn to page 729 for a closing song. Adon Olam. Now, the amazing thing is that Adon Olam can be sung to any melody. We will not do that tonight.
Last time with Michael, he did, I can't remember, Scarborough.
He did Scarborough Fair. I did Take Me Out to the Ball Game, but we won't do that. We'll do a traditional melody. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Zeren Kol Yetzir Nivra V'Nasa V'Nefsato Hazar Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'Ave Yivot HaKol Le'Lo Yimot Nono Ve'Hu Yoyo Ve'Hu Omer Ve'Hu Yiyeh B'Tikvara Ve'Hu Echad Ve'Ein Sheni L'Hamshil Lo Le'Habira V'Li Reshit V'Li Tachlit Ve'Lo Ha'oz Ve'Hamizrach Ve'Hu Eli Ve'Chai Go'ali Ve'Zor Heli Be'etzara Ve'Hu Nisi U'Manosi Ve'Nakosi Ve'Yom Ve'Va Ve'Yarayo Afkid Ruchi Ve'Tishan Ve'Ayira Ve'Imruchi Ve'Yati Adonai Shabbat Shalom. We all join in the social hall for Kiddush. Shabbos Yom Shabbos, folks. Welcome.